Hey guys, the WalterFootball.com After Dark Show for June 6th, 2025. We have a special guest tonight to do a best ball draft. Before we intro him, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something for the merch store. It is our August is Gluttony Month. You can get that at the merch store here via the link. We have a 15% off sale. You can change the colors of this. We have mugs, we have aprons. You can get all that. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. I have 3 books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people. I saw Penn State for 6 years, so it was a lot of fun to write. I think you guys have a lot of fun reading it. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show. And yeah, we're joined by Joe, the fantasy football counselor.com. And as you intro yourself, I'm going to sign up for a draft. So by the time you're done, we'll be joined up here. So Joe, thanks for coming on the show. And, you want to intro yourself for those who may not be familiar with you? Like, what do you do?
I live and breathe fantasy football. That's all I do. I mean, it's kind of pathetic at this point. I mean, that's pretty much all I do, but it's a good thing because I win. I help people win. I'm obsessed with doing that. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to come on the show. Thanks for having me. Ready to talk best ball. And I'm in that mood, man. I'm in that mode where it's like fantasy football. That's all I'm thinking about. Obviously, I have a life outside of fantasy football, but I just so focused on this stuff, so passionate about it, and I'm just so excited for football to come back. And this gets us going, man. This is like our appetizer, man. Like fantasy football drafts is just like ready for the season, gets us ready.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only beginning in June, so a lot of people don't really have this on their radar yet. But I don't think you can ever do this early enough. I think it's so important to kind of like get ahead of the curve and like kind of realize like where players are going, so you can kind of like track it. And then like once the real drafts come around, that gives you an edge. But I mean, obviously drafts are happening now. This is almost full here, so we're going to start in a few minutes. But the one thing I really like about your content is that you go against the grain. Like, if there are consensus rankings, like you don't even pay attention to that. Like you have your own like mindset. You're not with the group to think. Like you have like strong opinions, and you're right most of the time. Like I think that's great about your content. So I would urge anyone to check out the fantasy football account. It's thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. And then on YouTube, definitely check Joe's content out. He has tons of content here all the time. So, and I was a guest on Joe's show a couple of times. We were talking about rookies and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. We discussed rookie running backs and rookie receivers. And yeah, our draft is about to be underway in 2 minutes. It's loaded up here. We have the 9th pick. So this is PPR, and we start 3 receivers and a flex. It goes 20 rounds. So these drafts usually last like 50 minutes or an hour. I think it's a lot of fun. Patrick asking, Walt, is it worth playing best ball? Entry is $20. How much have you spent this offseason earning these contests? What are the potential payouts? Well, the payout for the $20 contest, which we're in right now, is $2 million, the first place. That is pretty awesome. So there's a lot of money at the top. As usual with DraftKings, that's what it is. We have a minute 20, so I'll read off all the payouts. But you don't have to do the $20 contest. There are like $3 contests and stuff. There's a $59 contest. There's a $9 contest. But for the $20, let's see the payouts. So round 4, your first place is $2 million, second place $1 million, third place is $715,000, fourth is $500,000, and even if you get to the finals and finish in the last place, it's $1,000. So a lot of money at the top here. But like I said, you could do $3 contests, $9 contests. They're even more expensive contests. I think there's like a $5,000 contest or something, which is insane. I couldn't do that live stream because someone would snipe our picks. It's happened before. Joe, we were doing a draft like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I took two tight ends, and some guy, his name was Kai the guy in the draft. And then Kai the guy posted, he's like, "Hey, you sniped both my tight ends in the chat." I'm like, well, I guess I shouldn't make my opinions known here, but I don't care. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, we have
I can't draft with anybody anymore. Like they all know my picks. I'm going to say, yeah, let's do a listeners league where it's us against the count. You guys know my picks. You're going to piss me off. Like you're going to take all my picks. It's not fun.
Yeah, people know what I do. The same thing with you. I show up to a draft. I sit next to someone, and he's like printed out my rankings and my sleepers. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get anyone I like. I'm sure you've have experienced the same thing.
For sure.
All right, so Ja'Marr Chase went first. I was going to ask you, if you had the number 1 pick in this year's fantasy draft, who would you take number 1? in PPR.
Yeah, so I'm a big buy Jan guy, and for you people that haven't heard, I call him buy Jan. Buy is in biweekly, Jan is in Rand. Buy Jan. I kind of pronounce things. Hey, Brian French is one of my listeners. I kind of pronounce things as they sound, but it's either buy Jan or I like Ashton Genty. I know you're not as high as Genty as I am. I just feel that the volume's going to be there. I think the talent is there. I'm excited. It has to be a running back for me. It has to be.
Yeah. I kind of waver on Barkley versus Chase. I was Barkley first earlier in the offseason, and then I moved to Chase just because it's 3 receivers, and I feel like receiver is so thin this year personally. And we're up in a couple picks, so let's load up the best available. So I assume you'd want Genty here, but there's Amon-Ra St. Brown, Christian McCaffrey, Malik Neighbors, Derrick Henry, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., and it'll highlight our pick when Puka Nacua just went, and we're up right after this. So who are you thinking for our pick, assuming one of these guys is going to be gone, but who do you look at?
It's got to be Genty, and then after that, I would also consider Malik Neighbors. I just think he's the highest upside receiver in round 1. Just with the bad quarterback play last year, he still managed to put up points. I think he's really special talent. He's the guy that yells for the ball. So I really like either Neighbors or Genty. So I'll let you decide. Those are my 2 kind of guys I'm looking at here.
Okay, well, I've drafted Neighbors much more than Genty, so I'll take Genty here.
Okay.
I was Neighbors just went. I was looking at the fantasy football playoff schedule. Have you looked at that yet? Because I looked at it for the first time last night, and the Raiders' playoff schedule is kind of tough. Like they play Denver and Baltimore in I think weeks 15 and 17. So
right.
I definitely did, if you're a Genty owner, I definitely did not want to see Baltimore on the playoff schedule. It's pretty rough. But I mean, he is like you're right. Like he is super talented. He's going to get a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of nepotism with the Raiders. It's pretty bad because Pete Carroll's son is the run game coordinator, and they did everything they did off season was to strengthen the running game, including taking Genty with the first pick. And our draft guy Charlie Campbell talks to everyone in the league. He started poking around with the Raiders. He's like, "Are you sure there's no nepotism here?" And they got very, very angry at him. So I think they kind of buffed protest too much. The Raiders did. So we're up in 2 picks after this. There's Nico Collins, Collins just went. Brock Bowers, Ladd McConkey, Devon Achane, Drake London, Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, etc. You were all over McConkey last year. Definitely great call on your part. Who would you take here, knowing that, one of them is going to be off the board, but who would you take here?
Yeah, so I'm looking. Can you filter by running backs here? I like the robust RB strategy, man. I would go.
Achane just went.
I'm a Kyren Williams guy, so I got Kyren Williams in my stock. I love him. 300 attempts last year, no competition. Blake Corb's not going to be a factor. They drafted a rookie; they're not going to be a factor. Mm-hmm. Contract year, Kyren Williams is by far the hungriest, most explosive guy I'm seeing there with no competition. Jacobs is good too. Chase is safe. Taylor I can't trust. I would lean Kyren Williams, but
okay, all right. Let's take Kyren Williams. The only downside there is they both have a week 8 bye, but that's okay. We can just not draft any more week 8 running backs.
No, don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in best ball. With best ball, if you have too many guys at the same bye week and your other guy's injured, you could just take a 0 at the position. It's not like regular fantasy where you can just pick someone up. You're stuck with this team. So you have to make sure that you have to make sure all your quarterbacks have different buys, all your tight ends have different buys, because you can get really screwed. When I first started this, I made that mistake. And one of my teams just had zeros across the board 1 week. I'm like, oh my God, that's so dumb. It's because you just in regular fantasy, you're I'll just pick someone up, but you can't do that here. I don't know if anything stands out to you in the first round. CeeDee Lamb went 105. Is there anyone who went so far? So we're 1.5 rounds through. Is there anyone you're looking at here? I'm definitely not taking this guy. This guy definitely seems like a huge bust to me.
Yeah, good question. So again, the first 2 picks coming off those pinnacle years, I would expect a regression, especially with Barkley going with the Madden curse, Super Bowl hangover. Even though they say losing teams have Super Bowl hangovers, I still think that Barkley is in line for not so much a curse, just a law of averages. What goes up must come down type thing. Even with Chase, I see a regression there. It doesn't mean I wouldn't draft him. I'm just warning. I don't know if I trust Puka completely with the injury last year, and then the addition of Adams there as well. Mm-hmm. We don't know when Henry's fall off year is coming. Brock Bowers, again, totally new offense, more offensive weapons, including more checkdowns and passes to Genty, which wasn't even a factor last year. And they got Jack Beck, who I like. It's going to be interesting, man. I think people are going to be disappointed with Brock Bowers and also Ladd McConkey with the addition of Trey Harris. Lad McConkey was the top guy by default. So I'm just seeing a lot of things here that are going to shift, change, regression happening. I just got a vision for this stuff, man, with these busts, and I don't want to get caught up in last year's success, and everybody's expecting it to happen again. So there's gonna be a lot of disappointment in these first 2 rounds. You're gonna see it.
Yeah, there's always a lot of busts, and like people don't see it, like you said. If people saw it, they wouldn't take these guys in the first 2 rounds. So that they come out of nowhere, and yeah, I think you would expect like probably a third of these players would probably bust. Bowers, I feel like, is going a touch too early. And by the way, you didn't mention Brian Thomas Jr. He's another guy you were all over. So a major credit to you there last year. This year, I mean, I love Brian Thomas Jr. He's an amazing player, but he's another player with a tough schedule at the end. His week 15 schedule is against Sauce Gardner, and his week 16 he's against Patrick Surtain. So like, good luck if you have him. Anyway, we're up right now. Lamar Jackson, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Jane Daniels, etc. Who are you looking at here in round 3?
It's tough, man. We definitely kind of want to see what the best available. Let's see what is Allen. I'm assuming Allen is gone, right?
Allen's gone. Yeah,
I really love Allen. He's in a lot of my drafts. How about who's the best available wide receiver? JSN.
Yeah, you want to take him?
How much time do we have? Are we up right now?
3 seconds, 2 seconds. All right, we'll take Jason.
Yeah, just grab him. Yeah.
Okay.
There's tons of wide receivers later, a lot of rookies that I think are going to break out. We could stack, but I mean, based on ADP, I don't think that's a bad pick, especially near the end of the 3rd round. You're securing a wide receiver 1. Cup's a bit of a thorn in my side, even though I think he's washed and older. It doesn't excite me. I still think he'll be a bit of a thorn. So it'll be interesting to see what he does, but JSN definitely takes a step up. I think he's trending up more than down.
I agree. I love JSN this year. I've taken him as early as like 301, 302. I'm that high on him. I think 309 is pretty spectacular for him. I agree. Cooper Kupp's so washed up. I think he's the number 1 bust on my site. I have a whole bust list, a whole sleepers list, and we've done pretty well with them. And I believe Cooper, if he's not number 1, then he's like number 2. He's definitely up there. He was so washed up last year. Like, he barely did anything in the playoffs. In the playoff win against the Vikings, he barely played. And I'm not talking about like the second half of their way ahead. Like, even the first few drives when it was a close game, right, he barely played. And so, like, why would you want this guy? If you want another Seattle receiver, I'd rather just take MVS in the 20th round, because seriously, best ball, you just need 3 great weeks for him. 2 great weeks. Like, that's all you need from a 20th round pick. All right, we're up in 1 pick. So who you were looking at here? We have some options.
Man, can you filter by running back? Take a quick glance.
Yeah,
I'm
a
Harvey fan. I don't know what happened with Dobbins. He was going for dinner there. I'd go. I mean, why don't you make a pick? Why don't you make the next couple? But I'm a Harvey guy here. But
okay, Harvey's been falling to round 5. I've noticed. So I think we could take someone else here and maybe get Harvey on the way back.
Go for
it. Nothing really stands out here. Like
no.
Like, it's kind of like a barren situation. I really hate round 4.
Round 4 is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think about Courtland Sutton.
I actually like him. I think he's safe, solid, and I think he wants to get paid contract year. I do like Pat Bryant later as well, but yeah, Sutton is safe. He's as safe as you get at wide receiver this year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big fan of Sutton, and you can get like Bo Nix in the 8th round to stack him up, and that's kind of what you want to do. Like, in regular fantasy, if you can stack someone, I think that's fine. But like best ball, you should really try to do that, because especially like in the week 15, 16, 17 matchups, because at the end, when you're going against all those people in the finals, like, you just want all the spike. You just want like as much upside as possible. And, to win. And I think this contest has like 880,000 people in it. It will eventually.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so exactly. Like, you need to win this pod. Actually, the top 2 make it out of this pod. And then the first round of the playoffs, the top 2 make it out again, and then the top 2 again. And then when you get to the finals, I forget how many people there are. I can check like very quickly. It's 1,021. So, okay, so only the top 1 advances in the semifinals. And then when you get to the finals, you're going against 1,021 people. So you need like super high upside week 17. So that's where the stacking comes in. And so if you have a good week 17 matchup, you're really going to just benefit from that. Although you have to make it there in the first place. I was on the show to discuss fantasy rookie receivers. We didn't really talk about Terrell McMillan, so I'm kind of curious about your thoughts on him. I've seen some people love him. I've seen some people think he's going way too early. He went 405 here. What are your thoughts on McMillan?
See, I don't see the hype, man. I understand that he's kind of slated to be the one. I think I was talking about that today, like on my 16 round draft session on my course, or I was talking about it on my show or somewhere. But basically, like, what makes him so special that like Trey Harris or other guys, Jack Beck, who was drafted in the second round, who's in a better situation, I think, to be the one. I mean, not necessarily be the one, but you got Bryce Young throwing to him. I'd rather. There's other receiver rookies that I like over him that you can get later, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, what made him so special? Like, I get you got Leggett there, you got Thielen there, you got other options, and it's Carolina, right? Like, somehow he's put on this like pedestal.
Yeah, I agree. So we're up right now. Burrow's the best player available. Harvey went a few picks earlier, unfortunately.
That's what I told you. I told you Harvey's gonna go. You know, let's go quarterback. If we don't, I'm not really a Burrow guy. I'd rather wait. I'd rather have Knicks for upside, but if we get that stack, you know.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can go both. If you want any of these receivers, I
like Ridley this year. Ridley could absolutely tear it up. Cam Ward could be the real deal too. So your call.
Okay, I'm pretty confident we get Ridley in the 5th round, or 6th round. Like he's been falling that far. Although his ADP has gone up a little bit, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. And then you said we get Harvey later, and so how'd that work out for you?
Yeah, right. I guess
I'm not trusting you.
I think you need to take some chances in best ball. Burrow at 509, by the way, that's the latest I've ever seen him. We did 2 drafts yesterday, and he went early 4th round both times. So 509 for Burrow just seems amazing. Now we're not stacking him with anyone right now, but we can get like Mike Gesicki in like the 14th round, or Andre Cevis in like the 15th or 16th round. So there's definitely opportunities there. Wow, we got sniped by Ridley. We got one.
I told you, give me Caleb Johnson here, because I don't want to leave without him. I like him.
Okay, we're getting Caleb.
Yes, he's gonna eat, man. He's gonna, now with Aaron Rodgers there. Now I don't know, man. Sometimes you just worry about him. He's gonna be used for a pass block or whatever. But I think they're gonna run him wild, man. Look out for Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, that's one of your favorite guys, the rookie running backs.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone listening now is worried about Jaylen Warren, like what would you have to say to them about that? Because
years to wow me, and I'm not wowed. If you can't pass crappy Najee Harris, who can't average 4 yards of carry, and you're limited to 120 attempts with Najee there, you're not gonna pass. You're not gonna beat Caleb. That's all. Like, they always do this, like, oh, he's our guy. If he was your guy and he's the one, you wouldn't draft Caleb. You just run him, like, I mean, bring someone else in, like J.K. Dobbins or something. You'd be fine. That's our guy. You don't believe in Warren. That's why you got Caleb Johnson. And Caleb is way better, and you're going to see.
I love Caleb Johnson's tape from Iowa. I thought he was amazing. I was shocked he fell to the 3rd round. Like, yeah, I really thought he was going to be like locked in 2nd round. I had him like mid 2nd round to the Colts or something, as a backup for Taylor, but the Steelers got a real steal in the 3rd round, and they always draft well on day 2. Like, they get all these great receivers, and they got Le'Veon Bell on day 2. They have a lot of great scouts there, and I'm not surprised that they came away with him. So I like your call, liking Caleb Johnson. Is he your favorite of these rookie running backs, or these young running backs you can get in like the middle rounds?
That's tough, but yeah, like, he's the guy that I always look. I gotta have him. He's a must-have. Like, he's just, Steelers have always known to have their workhorse running backs, and 260 vacant attempts. I just can't pass up on Caleb Johnson in round 6. It's just a diamond. I just look at it. He just jumped. I mean, look at the other guys coming off there, like Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, James Conner. Like, I don't care for these guys. Stephon Diggs. Give me the upside of a rookie running back that's going to, get 200 plus 50 attempts. Like, I'm all in, man. It's just, I'm looking at it. I'm seeing it. It's a beautiful thing to look at right there. It really is.
Stephon Diggs at 6'12 is insane. What is that? He's been going like 802-ish, like 6'12, like this person on crack, this Tony Hurd 23 guy.
Just get Kyle Williams later. Kyle Williams is a speedster. He's young. He's awesome. Just get him later.
Yeah, or take receivers from a better team or something. Like the Patriots are going to run the ball. They Mike Vrabel's their head coach. They're going to just run the ball nonstop. So we're up in 3 picks. So we have 3 running backs. So I feel like we should look at receiver. The best receivers are Shakir, Cooper Kupp, which we don't like, Pearsall, Golden, Ayuk, Josh Downs. If you want to look at tight ends, we have Kelsey, Hawkinson, Jonnu, etc.
I like the Tyler Warren pick. I think that's got a lot of upside if you want to go tight end here. You draft a tight end in the first round, you got to use him. And the good news, well, bad news for Anthony Richardson, but he's already dealing with like an injury already. I don't know. So the best thing is not for Richardson to start. It'd be for what is it, Flacco there or not Flacco? Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I get those two confused all the time, but yeah, Daniel Jones, all these bottom feeder quarterbacks. But yeah, I'd rather have Daniel Jones. I think you'd utilize him well.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take Tyler Warren. I was about to say like maybe we can get him on the way back, but I'm done with that. So
yeah. You're losing. We're losing all my picks, man. Just on
I'll make sure that we don't lose these picks now. But no, I mean Tyler Warren's super talented. I don't know why Colston Loveland went ahead of him. I just thought that he was the better tight end. And yeah, like you said, it was perfect. Like they took him the first round for a reason. Like they're going to use him. And yeah, you have like Travis Kelce in the same round. As long as Rashee Rice is there, like Travis Kelce's not going to do much because Rashee Rice does the same thing he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just I'm not a fan of that. Cooper Kupp at 707, I think is awful. And then Jayden Reed's kind of interesting. I wanted to bring this up with you because you have best ball now, but during the season, like after week 1, you will have like week 2 onward best ball. Now the top prize isn't like 2 million. It's like I think it's like 100K or something. Just so great. All right, we're up. I'll continue this after our picks. So, who do you want here? I think we need a receiver. So you're thinking like Shakir?
I don't like these receivers. I'm going Trey Harris or Keon Coleman here or Jay Higgins. I don't like Pittman, Mooney, useless to me. So I'm going to skip the ADP and get Trey Harris here. That's what I would do.
Trey Harris. Okay. You don't like Pearsall? I really like Pearsall this year.
He's got a lot of heart, literally, but I don't know, man. He's still in a committee. I don't know, man. Harris, it seems so tempting. The X receiver is going to be on the field a lot. I love Harris, man. I love Harris. I love him. I can't remember they did everything they can to avoid the pitfall that is Quentin Johnson. So they scouted this guy based on his clutch hands. Like that's what they did. They focused. They said, we made a mistake with Quentin. We really messed that up. We're not going to do it again. And Ladd McConkey only succeeded really well. He's good, but it was because literally there was no one else there.
Yeah. Rand says, can't believe DeMeco Ryans told us about Anthony Richardson had general soreness. We want to hear about secret surgeries. I heard the same thing about Breece Hall last year with Rodgers. Counselor Puka and 26-2 for BTJ at 26-3. The question for you. What do you think?
What Puka? What and a 26-2? What's he saying here?
Second round pick for a 2026 dynasty draft, I assume. For BT Brian Thomas Jr. 2026 round pick.
I don't really care for Puka. I mean, I don't really care for either one of those. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is the better. I don't know. It's Travis Hunter. It's weird with Hunter there. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't like Puka. I'd probably lean towards Brian Thomas, but
okay.
You could say Puka has more upside, actually. Probably Puka's got more upside, right? But he's got competition this year a little bit. Adams will retire, but do we trust his injury history? Brian Thomas is a better talent. I'd go with that, but
I think Brian Thomas is better physical talent for sure. But like that, those playoff matchups scare me a little bit. I'm not gonna like pass on him or anything. But still, it's just a little worrying. I was hoping to see some better matchups. Anyway, what I was saying before was, so they had like week 2 onward, week 3 onward, week 4 onward, etc. And like the overreactions to this, I feel like you would be able to take great advantage of this too, which I was able to do last year. Like there are such insane overreactions to like where players are drafted. Like for example, last year, remember week 1, you had that opening Thursday night game, Isaiah Likely went nuts, and then
right,
and then that next night in Brazil, Jayden Reed had an amazing game. So in week 2 onward, Isaiah Likely's ADP was 4th round, and Jayden Reed's ADP was 2nd round. And I was just like looking at this, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like this is such easy fates. Like, and like I'll just let like other idiots draft these guys, and I'll just get better values. And I was able to do so well with those week 2 on week 3 onward leagues. So that's something I would recommend to those listening. Like you don't even have to do this before the season. Like when each week you could do some drafts live and just fade the overreactions. So. I found that like pretty useful.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah, you got to watch those pretenders, those waiver wire wonders. Sometimes they're just 1 week wonders, really.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to sign I say likely, and then he had a few good games, but otherwise he didn't really do much. All right, so Jaden Higgins is still here. Do you want to take him? We need we only have 3 receivers. We definitely need more.
I'm good with either him or Coleman. I think Coleman could absolutely take off this year.
Okay, well, we got sniped, so we can take Coleman here.
Yeah, he's gonna have some big upside game, especially because they're saying he's put on a lot of muscle, his speed's better, and he's gonna have a good year. I think Cook takes a step down this year. James Cook, he's disgruntled. I don't even know. Do you think they're gonna pay James Cook or what?
It's hard to say. I mean, he sold his house. Maybe he wants to move somewhere else in Buffalo, but that is definitely a sign that he might move. I don't know. I mean, the Bills strike me as a team that really don't value like lower priority positions. Like in the first round of the real NFL draft, they never draft like safeties or linebackers. It's always like receiver, cornerback, edge rusher, a tackle. That's what they take care of.
Yeah.
And like for them to pay a running back just doesn't seem right to me. And they drafted Ray Davis last year. I assume that like maybe next year they'll draft another running back. I think I'm leaning toward no. I don't think they'll re-sign him unless they get a favorable deal. But it doesn't sound like James Cook is going to settle for that.
No, he wants over $15 million a year or something.
Yeah. So we're up. In best ball, you need 3 quarterbacks.
I love Justin Herbert this year. I think he shines, and that's a nice stack with Trey Harris.
Exactly. Yeah, we have Trey Harris, Justin Herbert. We could take Keandre Lambert-Smith in the 20th round if we want to. Why do you like Herbert so much this year?
I don't know, man. He just hasn't really performed to kind of where he needs to be the past couple of years. And last year's just receivers weren't there. I mean, if you throw a deep ball to your receiver and he doesn't catch it, like Quentin Johnston, right? It's just like he's finally got some good weapons. I like Hampton there, more check downs. He can explode up for some big plays. It's the year for Herbert. Herbert's got to really make it happen this year. Or at that point, this is the year where he becomes average or great. That's the year for Herbert this year.
Yeah, I think with better receivers, he's going to do better. John says they won't pay James Cook this year. John's our resident Buffalo fan. The James Cook should be really motivated this year and the last year of his deal. Touchdown regression incoming, though. He had a lot of touchdowns last year. And DT saying Caleb Johnson top 5 running back this year. Out of him or Trey Harris, who would you trade for?
I would just get both. Try to get both, but I definitely want to get Caleb Johnson on my team for sure. Without a question. It's that simple. In regards to Cook, his first 2 years, 2 touchdowns each of those 2 years. And then he has one good year and he expects to get paid. It's crazy. It's just, I don't know, man. I just think he's overrated, to be honest with you. He's not a true workhorse guy. He's not.
Yeah. I've done like 60 of these drafts. I think I've drafted James Cook like twice.
I don't care for him.
I'm off James Cook. Jack Batch went 10-11.
There he goes. Jack Besh is gone.
Yeah, he went. We got him. We did a draft yesterday. We got him in the 13th round. This T-Web 16 guy is on point. Although I don't like some of his other draft picks like Sam Laporta, Chris Godwin. I hate Chris Godwin 7-2.
Yeah, I'm not a Godwin fan, especially with Emeka there.
Yeah.
Emeka Buka.
Yeah, exactly. They have Egbuka, they have Jalen McMillan, they have Mike Evans, they have Godwin, who's coming off injury. Now, I think personally, I don't know if this is correct, but I personally think that they re-signed Godwin, and I think the same thing happened last year with Kirk Cousins. When the Falcons signed Cousins, it's a big deal. Then I think what happened was they saw him throw, just like they saw Godwin run, and they're like, "Uh-oh, this guy is washed. we better draft someone." So I think that's what happened with the Bucs because they saw Godwin's washed up, kind of like the Falcons. Like Kirk Cousins was awful last year, so they're like, we need to take a quarterback in the future because we have no quarterback right now. All right, we're up in 2 picks, so let's prep for this. We need some running backs and receivers. So let's filter by those. For running backs, we have Stevenson, Tootin, Blue, Spears, White, Ray Davis, Gorendo. For receivers, there's Shaheed, Kirk, Williams, Thielen, Brown, McMillan, Quentin Johnston. Who are you thinking here?
I love Shaheed. He's looking good. I saw him make a remarkable catch. He gets some big plays, but also the quarterback's a little suspect. Kyle Williams is also exciting. Either of those 2 guys, especially for best ball, I can see some explosive games out of them.
Yeah, you want the guys who just like hit spike weeks. It's so much different than regular fantasy because you don't want some like Alec Pierce is a perfect example. Like you don't want Alec Pierce on your regular fantasy team because
No.
you're never going to play him because he can just score zeros all the time.
Right.
And then like the 1 week you don't play him, he's going to get a 25, and you're like, oh, I better put him in my lineup, and he's going to get a 0 again.
Yeah,
Like
I hate
that, yeah, exactly. Those guys are the worst in regular fantasy, but for best ball, you take drafted like Alex Pierce in like round 16, and those 3 spike weeks, he gets like a 25-point performance. You're going to get that in your lineup because you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to make the decision to put him in your lineup. So those are the type of guys you want. And Rashid Shaheed is pretty similar in that regard. So I like that call. And
by the way, I'm liking this best ball. You're gonna have to run it. We should do this on my channel. And I wouldn't mind doing this nightly with you, man, because I know a lot of people want to see best ball, or a couple nights a week anyway. And you could run it because I think based on my geolocation, won't say what my geolocation is, but I'm not able to access a lot of these best ball draft sites. So if you don't mind, you can come on my site and you can run these there if you want to.
Oh,
my channel.
I do this all the time. I love it. It's a lot of fun. Kyle Williams just won, unfortunately. Yeah, no, for sure. That would be awesome. I would love to do that. So, we're up right now. We could use another quarterback to finish this up. What round is this? Round 12. We can take a quarterback next round. There's running backs. The same running backs still available. I love Guerendo personally. I don't know how you feel about him.
No, I don't care for him at all. Who else is a wide receiver? We need another tight end too, man. We need another tight end.
Yeah, I feel like tight ends you can get later. Although, I mean, there's Kraft, Goddard, Ferguson, Pitts.
I could wait. Strange is good value there later. Fryermuth gets a boost, man. He gets a boost with Rodgers there, by the way. Pat?
Yeah. So, which receivers do you like here?
You pick one because I don't like any of them. So I don't want to be held.
I don't like any of these either. Let's go with let's go running back. I'm gonna take Guerendo just
go for it. Yeah, that's your pick. I'm not a Guerendo guy, but you could Guerendo all you want.
My thought with Guerendo, and we saw it last year. He's big. He's super fast. He's got a lot of talent. And Christian McCaffrey is very injury prone. Now, sure. maybe he bounces back and is healthy all year. That could happen. But if he misses any time, Guerendo's going to come in and have a huge performance. We saw that last year. And the Niners, I've been covering the NFL since 1999. Like, I started my site in 99. Like, I think the Niners schedule this year is the easiest schedule I've ever seen in my life. I'm like looking at their schedule. Their toughest game is at Houston. Like this schedule's well, I mean, outside the division, obviously the Rams division games are tough, but outside of those 2 Rams games and the Texans game, like all their opponents are so easy. And obviously in the fantasy playoffs, they have a cupcake schedule too. It's ridiculous. They're by the way, their playoff games are against the Titans, the Colts, and the Bears. So if like McCaffrey's not there and Guerendo's playing toward the end of the year, like he's going to have 150 yards in all 3 of those games, I think. Is there any reason why you don't like him? Just curious because
I don't know. Even with McCaffrey hurt last year, he didn't really wow us. Like his name didn't pop out and say, "Oh, he's like the next big thing." He just didn't do anything. Like he should have just really shined and became a true workhorse. Should have became like a Bucky Irving, but he wasn't. Like, so I don't know. I have low expectations of him. That's all. I don't feel warm and fuzzy.
Okay. DTC asking Loveland or Warren. What do you think?
Warren, just simply from a pecking order, because if you look at the Colts offense, they don't have a true wide receiver one. Pittman sucks. He's not good. They got Pierce, they got Downs, all these like mid-tier 1BCs, right? And Warren will stick out like a sore thumb, like he'll just stand out. Whereas Loveland is dealing with Luther Burden III, he's dealing with DJ Moore, he's dealing with Romo Tuesday, he's dealing with Swift, and he's dealing with, do I trust Caleb John? Like, I don't know, man. I think there's more opportunity for Warren than Loveland.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, there's so many weapons on Chicago. Plus, I don't fully trust Caleb Williams. He's going to do better with Ben Johnson. But, man, those 2 games against against the Lions on Thanksgiving and then Seattle on that Thursday night game, that really, stood out. It's like, wow, this guy just was so clueless. So, anyway, we have we kind of need a third quarterback, but we could maybe take Jones or Rodgers later. I
think Cam Ward. We're talking about strength of schedule. Titans have a pretty good strength of schedule. We can get.
Cam Ward got taken, unfortunately.
See, that's what I mean. Upside, man. I'm telling you, that
I,
guy's.
I've been drafting him a lot, Cam Ward. So we could use another running back or tight end.
What tight ends are available? Brett Strange is interesting, man. I don't know. Freiermuth, even Mason Taylor from the Jets. He's a shoe-in to be a target there as well. Any one of those, Strange, Freiermuth, Taylor, all good options.
Okay, let's take Strange, and I like Strange, but I mean, sell me on Strange a little bit more. What do you like about him?
I don't know, man. Just situation, kind of what he did last year, showed us some flashes of upside there. I don't know. I think if Hunter plays defense, it'd be better, right? Then it'd be more of a target. And I don't know. I mean, for a tight end, if I'm happy if I get 10 points, I think he'll do it, especially get us some touchdowns too.
Yeah, he's super athletic, and Hunter does his presence there is a little concerning, but you know what? I mean, he's someone who could stretch the field, and that could open things up for Strange. When you have you have two monsters on the outside with Hunter and Thomas. Like I feel like Strange is going to get all the stuff underneath. Like it's just going to open up for him. That's really good for PPR. All right, we're up right now. We have 5 receivers, 4 running backs. So top receivers, we have Robinson, Dubs, Pierce, Tillman. Running backs, we have Benson, Doodle, as we call him on the show, Braylon Allen, Hunt, right? What are you thinking?
Benson didn't excite me last year, but if there's anybody that's going to take the job, it might be this year. It could be Benson this late in the draft. I mean, Connor's getting older. He gets hurt. The fact that he didn't get hurt was surprising. I would probably lean Benson out of all those guys. Okay. I mean, Braylon Allen's supposed to get work as well, but I mean, I don't know if that's true. They're supposed to run a committee there for sure. But
I heard some rumors that Breece Hall might be traded. I don't know how legit that is, but I heard that. So if that happens, I mean, Braylon Allen's like an absolute steal here. So
there goes. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. I mean, if Breece goes, that'd be good. But Dobbins, he was supposed to meet with the team today. He had dinner with them yesterday, visited the facilities today. So I would typically you'd know this better than me. How many days after a meeting like that would we theoretically find out if something's happened? I mean, it could happen any minute if there's a deal done, right?
Yeah, look, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen soon. Like it's not going to be like if it lasts a week, then something went awry, and I feel like that's the case. So we'll find out like next 48, 72 hours if he's going to sign with them. Maybe by Monday, I would say it's probably the best bet.
Let's hope not, man. I really again, he's not good, but he's good enough. He's one of those not good but good enough to buzzkill, the value of Harvey. But I don't know, man. You were talking about Harvey. Was it lacking pass protection? Do you think he's just there for pass pro? Maybe
could be just a reliable guy. I don't really think Dobbins is that great in pass protection either. So I think it's just like a lack of veteran presence. Like the guys they have there, all have inexperience right now. Like to have like a veteran in the the film room. I think that's really important. And Dobbins is, for Harvey owners, it is bad news because the one appeal to Harvey, or a couple appeals. I mean, he's really athletic and he can make defenders miss. So it's definitely a good thing for him. Another good thing is that there's just no competition there. So we talked about him at length on your show, where I said that he's awesome just as from a pure talent standpoint, but as far as a pure runner. He's a former quarterback. He's still learning the position. And so he just doesn't have the vision. His running vision is not good right now. And maybe that's something he develops in the future and becomes really good at that. But right now, it just doesn't strike me that he's a great runner. And I compared him to Miles Sanders, where Miles Sanders, when he gets in the open field, he can make people miss all the time. And he was great behind that Eagles offensive line. But when he's run behind bad offensive lines, he just doesn't have the vision to find the holes. And he's struggled there. It's that's the one fear I have with Harvey is that he just won't have the vision plus the pass protection. But if there's no competition, then he's just going to get the carries anyway, and he's going to be able to break some long runs. So he can still have a good year. But like I said, if Dobbins is there, that kind of clouds things a little bit, Yeah.
Well, listen, I got to run after this one pick here, but man, I'd love to come on again and get you on the show as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining me on here. We might as well make this 15th round pick. So I'll let you make this last pick. We have Dubs, Pierce, Hopkins, Palmer, Noel at receiver, You have Hunt, Hill, Shipley, Ford, Lloyd, a running back. We could take a quarterback if you want. We have Rodgers and Jones. We could take maybe those later. But
Dart's got some upside. I heard he's doing good. I mean, you want to throw a dart on Dart, or want to feel safer and go Rodgers?
yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like we can wait. There's so many quarterbacks. I feel like we can wait on one.
Yeah, we could. But
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Shipley because if Barkley had such a big workload last year, if he gets hurt, then Shipley's going to go insane. I think he's really talented. So
I'm not excited about Shipley, but yeah, I mean, if an injury is pending, then for sure Shipley could be an option for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you're heading out, so I'll just take Shipley here. You want to, before you head out, want to talk just for like a minute about what you do and where people can find you for those who missed the beginning?
Yeah, check me out, guys. Fantasy Football Counselor everywhere, YouTube, TikTok, mainly on Instagram is kind of where I live. But yeah, check it out, guys. Grab 16 rounds. It's the game changer. I stray away from the consensus rankings, and you're going to see more of me. Walter and I are going to connect. I love his input. He likes mine. We kind of butt heads in regards to I'm more of a rookie guy, and he's more of like, a little more security, right? He likes a little more secure pick.
I'm old man boomer here, so that's
I'm Wild West. So yeah. But yeah, so we'll talk soon, everybody. It was nice meeting everybody here, and we'll keep these things rolling. We'll get them on my channel as well. I need to do best ball. It's something I don't really tap into, and it's something that people do a lot. So come on the show, do some best ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, best ball is such a growing thing. And by the way, I'm taking Pierce because of his upside we talked about earlier. So, all right, Joe. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it, and we'll be talking in the future. All right,
bye, everybody.
All right, bye. All right, so yeah, thanks, Joe, for coming on. It's just great getting him on the show. He has Pierce just went, so I got to just decide what we're doing here. We drafted Burrow, so it's good to take Andre Iosivas in the round 16, and then kind of figure what we're going to do after that. So we have a few comments here. Jaden Daniels down year. I love the Redskins to win the Super Bowl this year. As a value pick, I should say. Like, I don't know if they're going to be my pick to win the Super Bowl officially on the site, which will come around in like July. But I think like a 20 to 1. I know people on here disagree with me completely, but I think that they have a lot of upside. They got Laremy Tunsil, Deebo Samuel. These are players who are going to help Jaden Daniels a lot. So I think he's going to have a good year. Will CJ Stroud? Will you have a CJ Stroud type year? Most second-year quarterbacks don't. I think people are looking at Stroud and thinking the same thing is going to happen with Daniels. Whereas, like, most second-year quarterbacks take a big leap. Like, think about Russell Wilson from 2012 2013. He won the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, 2020 to 2021. He went to the Super Bowl, had a lead in the Super Bowl in the second half. Carson Wentz was MVP frontrunner until he got hurt in the second year. Like, most of these second-year quarterbacks take a big leap. CJ Stroud is the exceptions to the rule, where he actually regressed after his first year. And who knows, maybe the same thing happens with Daniels. It's definitely possible. But I think it's more likely that we see him elevate even further and become one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. So I'm more confident in him. Let's see. Lamar didn't take off until Greg Roman left. I mean, Lamar Jackson's I thought like where he went in the third round this draft was pretty good. Kind of regret not taking him there. Tough for Herbert to do great in that offense. They are a run first offense. That's like the one downside, but I don't know. I think I'm a fan of Herbert. I don't like absolutely love him, but I think he's pretty good. And then Drake May going in front of Stroud is crazy to me. Well, Stroud has the shoulder issue. That is the main thing for me. And like, it could be nothing. Like, it's shoulder soreness. It could be 0. Like, by next month, we may have forgotten about it. But like, I really think about the Christian McCaffrey stuff from last year. McCaffrey is like a calf injury. It's okay. Calf injury, whatever. By the way, we're up in the next pick. So we need a third quarterback. Unfortunately, Rodgers went. I could maybe hold on to Daniel Jones there. There's really no running backs to stand out to me. We could take a third tight end. Man, all these guys down here kind of suck. There's really nothing. So yeah, let's just take Daniel Jones. Actually, you should probably see if the bye weeks line up. So 10 and 12. So yeah, our buys are 10, 12, and 11 for quarterbacks. Anyway, so we have to figure out what we're doing with our next pick. I know Kenny loves Jalen Coker. I'm not like a huge fan, but when you're drafting down here, it's kind of hard to find stuff that you love. Let's go with the tight end actually. Although we can get Higbee in round 19, which I've been doing all the time. Although does bye weeks line up? Let's see. We got Brenton. So we actually can't take Higbee because Higbee has a week 8 bye and Brenton Strange has a week 8 bye. So we have to do something else. And I personally love Theo Johnson. I think he's another Penn State tight end guy who's super athletic. So I really like getting him like round 18, 19. Yeah, I think that he's definitely someone to target here in like round 18, 19. All right, so Terrence Ferguson just went. People think Terrence Ferguson is going to start over Higbee. I think that's insane. Unfortunately, Theo Johnson went, and we're kind of stuck with Higbee. We can take Noah Gray, who I feel like is kind of disconnected from Kelsey because they run 2 tight end sets. Although that was more with the receivers being hurt, so maybe I don't love him that much. You know what? I these bye weeks don't line up. I still love Higbee. I'm going to take him. Like, there's really no one else I like Jatavian Sanders, I suppose, but I'm not going to take Sanders over Higbee just for 1 week. So we have a third tight end. We have 3 quarterbacks. We need at least 1 receiver and then anything else. So maybe Jatavian Sanders in the 20th round. Actually, you know what I'm going to take is actually, I'm not going to post it here because someone could snipe us. But there is someone I have in mind for tight end. I wish I would have thought of him sooner. But really, there's no one else that we could take that I'm dying to get. Let's see. So I think who are our quarterbacks? We can maybe find someone to stack here. So Burrow we stack with Andre Yoshivas, Herbert. So okay, so Keandre Lambert-Smith is I don't care if someone drafts. I'm just gonna put him up here. Keandre Lambert-Smith is someone I've looked at in like the 19th, 20th round. He has a lot of upside. He's a big receiver who's fast and he blocks well. So I think there's a good chance he's going to be on the field. And I think it's like really close with him and Trey Harris. I know they're pretty far apart as far as like where they were taken in the draft, like the real draft. But I had Lambert-Smith in the 4th round and I had Trey Harris, I think, in the 3rd round. So like, to me, in my mind, they're pretty close. Like I said, I know they went far apart, but to me, there's not much a difference between them. Anyway, yeah, I haven't even like checked on the NBA. I kind of like wanted the well, there's 2 reasons why we did the show early tonight. The first reason was like Joe had to. I know he had something in the morning, so he had to sign off earlier. So we had to start at 9. But the other reason is because the NBA Finals is on, and I wanted to live bet it, kind of like take Evan Daniels' advice and try to do it that way. So I wanted to sign off and just bet the 4th quarter. So we're on the clock. I'm going to take my super secret tight end here, not risk him falling to someone else. So it's Will Dissly. I know it's like not exciting. Like Will Dissly, like look, it's the 19th round, right? What are you gonna do here? The appeal with Will Dissly is that he was pretty trusted by Justin Herbert last year, and plus we're stacking him with Herbert. Also, with Will Dissly, people will look at like Tyler Conklin signing there and thinking Conklin's going to take the job. Conklin's a blocking tight end. Like Dissly is Dissly's going to be the receiving tight end on that team still. So I would not take Conklin over him. Like I think Dissly could have some good games. We saw that last year. He had a couple of spiked tight end weeks. Like he had a 15.2 against the Raiders. He had an 18 against the Bengals. He had a 16 against the Cardinals. I think he's going to have 3 games this year where he gets like 15 plus points. I think that's kind of a safe prediction to make. So yeah, I wish I would have thought that earlier and not drafted 4 tight ends. But I don't know. I like Higbee a lot. I like Dissly. And we took a gamble with Strange. You know, he's an under Quandary Warren's a rookie, so feels like we might need some more security there. And then I'm going to take Keandre Lambert-Smith with our 20th pick, as I told Joe I was going to do earlier. So yeah, our draft is complete, so we can kind of review it right now and then head out. So we started with Ashton Jeanty and Kyron Williams. That's something I usually don't do. I usually don't go double running back to start a best ball because receivers tend to dry up so quickly, and it's so hard to find good receivers. Whereas like round 11 through 15 with these running backs, you can take the high upside backups who could emerge as starters with injuries and just draft them there. That's what I prefer. I like to go like double hero running back, like not necessarily first and second round, but like usually like second and third round, second or third round, and then like seventh or eighth round. That's usually what I like to do. Or you do like sixth round here with Caleb Johnson. So we took Gentine Williams, and then we took Caleb Johnson. I think Joe's right about Caleb Johnson. I think he's so talented. He should have gone round 2 in the real draft. And Jaylen Warren, like to add to what Joe said about Warren not being that great, Jaylen Warren is also a guy who gets injured a lot. So Caleb Johnson could see action before we know it. And then he just like Jaylen Warren could be wildly pipped, like it could just be the Caleb Johnson show. So I'm a fan of that. There is some risk. I mean, round 6 to draft a rookie, unknown rookie is risky, but I mean, look, everything's a risk here. These guys could just get injured all the time. Then Guerendo, I know Joe that did not approve that pick, but I really like Guerendo. It's the upside. Trey Benson, same. There's good upside with him with Connor, and then Will Shipley if Saquon Barkley goes down. Or the Eagles are going to be involved in a lot of blowouts, so Shipley could see action in the fourth quarter, kind of like he did against the Redskins in the NFC Championship. The receivers, we took a couple here: Jackson Smith and Jimbo, Cortland Sutton, and then we took some upside guys: Trey Harris, Keon Coleman, Rashid Shaheed. I wish I would have asked Joe about Keon Coleman. Kind of like we fell to like Justin Herbert after that because that pick happened soon after. I don't know why Joe likes Keon Coleman so much. He did intrigue me last year, and he didn't perform well, so I kind of wonder what Joe thinks about him. And then we took Andre Yoshivas and then Keandre Lambert-Smith as stacking options late. Our quarterbacks, Joe Burrow. Yeah, if you have Burrow, you don't really need much else at quarterback. You need 3 quarterbacks, though, for like bye weeks and injury stuff. So we took Justin Herbert. That should be enough. And then we took Daniel Jones, who has like upside. Like Daniel Jones is not viewed by many as like a scrambling quarterback, but he's a sneaky scrambling quarterback. He runs around a lot. He scores rushing touchdowns, especially in that one, that was 2022. Like he had a bunch of rushing touchdowns that year. So he could get there. And he's like a high upside, very low floor guy. Who could just have a couple games where he scores like 25 plus points. I don't know if he did that last year. He had a 22 and he had a 20. See, he had a 25 here. It says at the Giants. So somehow he was on the Giants. He's playing at the Giants. That was after the Monday night game. That was, what that game was? That was against the Redskins. That was in comeback mode. He had a bunch of touchdowns at the end. He scored 25 fantasy points. He's going to do that 2 or 3 times this year. He's going to get 25 plus 2 or 3 times. And for your third quarterback, that's all you want from him. And then our tight ends, we took Tyler Warren, a lot of upside there. And then Brenton Strange, same thing, a lot of upside, like lower floor of Strange, but he has a lot of upside. And then we took Tyler Higbee, who's a lot safer, and Will Dissly, who I think is, not a lot of upside, but he's going to have a 2 or 3 games where he goes 15 plus, as I said before. So anyway, that's it for our draft tonight. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and thank you guys from Joe's channel, Fantasy Football Counselor. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, we go live 4 nights a week. We do best ball drafts. We cover everything football, and NFL picks against the spread, NFL draft stuff. We have the most accurate NFL mock drafter in the world, and Charlie Campbell. So when we have him on, we usually we predict the draft pretty well, thanks to Charlie. And then Charlie moves lines with draft props. When he was on for a draft props on draft week, he moved the line from I think plus 250 to plus 150 in an hour. Like that's how renowned he is in this field. So we have that. We also sometimes talk about like TV shows, movies, and whatnot. Usually on Saturdays with Tom, we tend to go off script. Not as much football. We do talk a little football, but still, we do a lot of content on here. So, all right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. Check out walterfootball.com for tons of content. We have new stuff every single day. And all the content's free. So come check us out. Otherwise, we'll be back on Saturday with Tom to talk about random stuff. So I'm looking forward to that, and have a great start to your week.